open heart. On page 40. We're just about to start about a spiritual teacher, guru. Got lots of opinions on this shit. Regarding friendships, our spiritual teacher is of utmost importance. It is crucial that the person we learn from be qualified. Conventionally speaking, we seek a teacher who has the qualifications to teach the subject we wish to study. Though someone might be a brilliant physics teacher, the same person may not necessarily be qualified to teach philosophy. A spiritual teacher must have the qualifications to teach what we seek to learn. Fame, wealth and power are not qualifications for a spiritual teacher. It is spiritual knowledge we must be sure the teacher possesses. Knowing the knowledge of the doctrine he or she is to teach, as well as experiential knowledge derived from the practice and life led. Okay, so this is a difficult one. You're a numpty who's just found out Buddhism is awesome, and you're like, fuck me, I really need to sort my shit out because this, I'm leading a life that just leads to misery, and this looks like it might be useful. So you look around you, and literally every other fucker on the planet knows more about it than you do. So then you think, all right then, well, I can't really make a good judgment because I'm pissing in the dark. And you end up in the NKT. But what I will say is, don't end up in the NKT. I would say, what we have to remember is, what we're trying to achieve. We are trying to achieve a peaceful, mature, compassionate, calm. That's the goal. We're trying to become that. Insightful, conscious, kind, all of these things. So just because someone knows the words and has been given a book that they can read out loud, like me, except for I've self-nominated and I am not a teacher, it doesn't mean that their inner qualities are there, okay? So what you have to spend a lot of time doing to be able to find someone who can help you move on is working on your own inner qualities, your own understanding of what is kindness, what is love. I mean, what is love? You could be there all day with that. I mean, it's a humongous subject. What is honesty? You have to find out all of these things for yourself and decide what you feel about them. And then you have got a chance of meeting somebody, being able to see somebody with those qualities. Because often someone who is full of love and humility is not necessarily the person who is putting themselves out there, are they? And it's to do with this whole sin thing and how we misperceive some of the wording as well. It's not about sin. It says here, I wish to stress that it is our own responsibility to ensure that the person we learn from is properly qualified. I would argue again, you can't work out who's properly qualified at the beginning. You're just, well, I was just not able to see what Dharma qualified meant. We cannot depend upon the word of others or upon what people may say about themselves. He's right, though. I mean, it's just a minefield. There's loads of people like, oh, he's fucking awesome. Look at him. And then you think, well, he's not all that, is he? He's a bit odd. And then, but because everyone else is saying he's awesome, you think, oh, all right then. In order to properly investigate the qualifications of our potential teacher, we must have some knowledge of the central tenets of Buddhism. Ah, there you go. And must know what qualifications a teacher would need. We should listen objectively as the person teaches and watch the way he or she behaves over time. It's definitely how they behave. Because if they're encouraging no dialogue, if they're like quite increasing jealousy or not very warm or, all of these things, then they are just not practicing Dharma. Through these means, we can determine whether the person is qualified to lead us along our spiritual path. It is said that one should be willing to scrutinize the teacher for as long as 12 years to ensure that he or she is qualified. Right, so this is, you meet the Dharma, you think, wow, I need to know all about this. Some people do, I did. And then you rush in, you think, oh, you'll do, because you've got like a doorway to all of this. And he's saying here that I should have waited 12 years before I decided. So that would mean you don't necessarily need a teacher at the beginning, wouldn't it? I don't think this is time wasted. On the contrary, the more clearly we come to see the qualities of a teacher, the more valuable he or she is to us. Also, the more you start to see these qualities and you've got clear about what these qualities are, the more you have them in yourself. So, you know, if we are hasty and devote ourselves to someone unqualified, hello, that's what I did, the results are often disastrous. So take time to scrutinise your potential teachers, be they Buddhist or of some other faith. Right, that was a quick one. That's the end of that chapter. Next chapter is, meditation, a beginning. Let's see if I can get any insights into that. That's been quite interesting to me, that. Because he's so grounded, this guy. Considering his, like, sort of like economic structure in his tradition is based on monks and nuns and teachers, and there's this whole, like, thing. He's definitely not touting the sort of like normal route of teacher dharma, sort of the financial vehicle of it all, because it does rake in some amount of money, Buddhism. So that is quite inspiring to me.